Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Liaquat. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, enjoying yourselves. We are going through Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. If you guys are not familiar with this book, then please check out the rest of the videos. Also check out the videos that I make. I make videos to help you guys to learn the Quran, learn the Arabic language, hadith, fiqh, and all sorts of topics. Inshallah, you can find them. Also, I have a website called uruk.com if you guys are interested in courses. So let's get on with this thing. So walil muwakkil, right? So muwakkil, right? It means the one who's doing wakala, the one who is making someone its agent. Azala ya'zilu, it means to fire, to sack, to depost. Al wakil, the agent, right? So we've done this many times. Wakala is agency. Lam yablughu, balagha yablughu is to reach. Azal, it means to depose someone. فهو على وكالته وتصرفه وتصرفه. Tasarruf means the dealings. حتى يعلم وكالة بموت, death. جنوبه is supposed to be جنونه. This is a mistake. This is strange error. جنوبه جنونه جنونا مطبقا or مطبقا. مطبق means like absolutely. So it's not temporary, permanently. وَلِحَاقِ لَحِقَ يَلْحَقُ is to join. Dar al-Harb. So this is the non-Muslim lands. Murtaddan is where it's come before. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, may Allah save us. It means someone who apostates. Okay, to apostate. يَعُودُ Musliman, returns as a Muslim. Mukatab is the contractual slave. Then you have ajiza, to become incapable. Hajar, hujira, it means to have restrictions, because come before as well. Sharikan, sharik means partner. Iftaraqa, to separate. And then wakala, we know that. Mata, junna. Again, so early on it says about the muwakkil. This is now the wakil. So this is spelled correctly. Junna, junun, and mutbiqan. Alright, so lahiqa bidal harb. مرتدا تصرف إلا أن يعود مسلما وموكل آخر بشيء ثم تصرف. So بشيء تصرف يتصرف. موكل وكل في وكلة, what he has made him as a وكيل. بطلت, so it becomes void. الوكالة. والشراء لا يجوز أن يعقد, to contract. عند أبي حنيفة مع أبيه وجده. Jad is grandfather, walad is child, walad walad. So ma abihi wa jaddihi wa waladihi, supposed to be wa waladi waladihi. I think that's a mistake there again. So waladi waladihi means child of the child, grandchildren. Zawjatihi abdihi mukatabihi. Yajuzu minhum bimithli qima is value, mukatab. Right, so I'm not going to go through these in detail because we've done most of these before anyway, so I'll just leave that to you guys, inshallah. Right, next one. So now it's the tarkeeb time. Many of you guys, you enjoy tarkeeb, don't you? Like the tarkeeb part of it. So وَلِلْمُوَكِّلِ أَنْ يَعْزِلَ الْوَكِيلَ. So لِلْمُوَكِّلِ جار مجرور مقدم أن يعزل الوكيل. عزل يعزل فعل فاعل and وكيل is مفعول به عن الوكالة. فإن لم يبلغه العزل فاعل فهو على وكالته, هو مبتدا. على وكالته is the خبر. وتصرفه مبتدا جائز خبر. حتى يعلم is because of حتى. وتبطل الوكالة is the فاعل بموت الموكل. This is, like I said before, this is جنون. بموت الوكيل وجنونه جنونا. Anyone know why this is mansub? Put it in the comments below. مطبقا. Alright, so مطبقا, it means like permanently. So why is this mansub? Why is that mansub? ولحاقه بدار الحرب مضاف مضاف إليه. مرتدا is the حال. إلا أن يعود مسلما حال. وإذا وكل المكاتب رجلا ثم عجز عجز أو المأذون له فهجر عليه. So that's مجهول فعل مجهول. أو الشريكان فافترقا dual times 2 افترقا. فهذه الوجوه مبتدأ كلها تأكيد تبطل الوكالة is the file. علم الوكيل أو لم يعلم. وإذا مات الوكيل okay so مات الوكيل أو جن جنونا مطبقا again why is this بطلت وكالته وإن لحق في بدار الحرب مرتدا حال والعياذ بالله لم يجوز له التصرف في الفايل إلا أن يعود مسلما حال ومن وكل آخر غير منصرف بشيء ثم تصرف الموكل فيما وكل به بطلت الوكالة في الفايل والوكيل new sentence بالبيع والشراء لا يجوز أن يعقد. So this أن يجوز أن يعقد is the file of يجوز. Okay. عند أبي حنيفة. Do you guys know what this type of file is called? This kind of it starts with أن. عند أبي حنيفة مع أبيه وجده وولده وولد ولده. Supposed to be ولد ولده. وزوجته وعبده ومكاتبه. قال أبو يوسف ومحمد يجوز بيعه في الفايل منهم بمثل القيمة إلا في عبده ومكاتبه. Alright, so let's look at what this masala is now saying now. You guys ready for this? Let's have a look at this masala. Alright, I still remember when I said al-Qudoori. When was it? 2002. So that's like over 20 years ago. للموكل أن يعزل. So imagine this is the موكل. Alright, so this is the موكل. The موكل, he obviously appoints the wakil, right, to do what he wants him to do, like buy or sell or whatever that may be. So the muwakkil, he chooses him and then he has the choice to cancel the contract, the deal, right? You call this azl. Azl means to depose someone, to fire them, right? To stop them from being a wakil anymore. So lil muwakkil, the muwakkil has the right an ya'zila al wakil an wakalati. All right, so this is straightforward what this means. The muwakkil has the right to depose the wakil from the acting of wakala. What's a better translation for azl? Put it in the comments. فَإِن لَمْ يَبْلُغْهُ الْعَزْلِ. Now what if he's been told that he's no longer a wakil, but he doesn't know? The news he hasn't opened his email yet. He hasn't opened his message yet. So let's say, for example, like this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So he's been azl, put an ayn for azl on Monday, and the guy found out on Friday that he has been. That's when he found out, Friday. So in this time, he's been buying and selling and doing all sorts of things that the guy told him. The question is, what's the status of all of these actions? Make sense? So, فَإِن لَمْ يَبْلُغْهُ الْعَزْلُ. If the azl had not reached him, فَهُوَ عَلَى وَكَالَتِهِ. Then he remains upon the wakala. Right, so all these days, he remains upon the wakala. He's a wakil still. Right, because, you're only burdened according to what you know. So he didn't know, so it's not his fault. وَتَصَرُّفُهُ جَائِزٌ. And all of his dealings are jaiz حَتَّى يَعْلَمْ. Right, so until he knows. Once he knows, Friday, then that's it. He is not allowed to buy anything, sell anything, act as a wakil in any shape or form. Okay, makes sense? Khalas. Next. So now here is where the wakala sort of ends now. So one is where the guy, he basically, through his own volition, through his own act, he stops, cancels the wakala. What are the other ways that wakala is cancelled? So he says, so now if we make like a list over here. Okay, so wakil and muwakkil. Okay, wakil and muwakkil. So the death of both of them, right? So death. If any one of them dies, it's over. Yeah, so death of the wakil, death of the muwakkil. Number 2 is the apostasy, mental illness, insanity. So absolute insanity. Okay, so insanity number 2. Number 3 is apostasy. Apostate. And it's not only apostate, but he also, so 1, if I just, one, 2, 3. So it's not just apostate and goes to Darul Harb. Okay, so Darul Harb. Basically, he leaves and he's gone to the the non-Muslim lands, right? So in all these 3 cases, if it happens to the wakil or it happens to the muwakkil, then this is going to be considered to be end of, the end of his career, basically, as a wakil or as a muwakkil. Now here he mentions about the wakil, but later he's going to mention about the muwakkil. So tabtul wakalatu. So the wakala ends with the death of the muwakkil. Right, so death, jununuhu, jununan mutbiqan. So if it's a temporary junun, like he just gets bouts of insanity now and again, that's different. But if he gets it permanently, then insanity. Lihaqihi bidar al-harb, him joining dar al-harb as a murtad, apostate, unless he comes back as a Muslim. Right, that's like the sort of caveat here. That's like the way out. Right, so if he comes back as a Muslim, then he's regains that status again. Right, now later on it's going to mention about the wakil as well. So if this happens to the wakil, so what I'll do is I'll mention that to you now so you can see it. All right, so just so that we've kind of covered that as well. Okay, so in fact, no, I'll wait. I'll add these things in. وَإِذَا وَكَّلَ الْمُكَاتَبَ. Now these ones are ones which are rare cases. So for example, like number 4. This is for this one over here. So if the wakil is a mukatab and he no longer can pay. So mukatab that can't pay his mukatab fee. So now he becomes a slave again. Right? So mukatab. Or for example, like a licensed slave. Alright, so a slave that's been given permission, a licensed slave with permission, who loses his permission. So in both of these cases, right, mukatab can't pay, and a slave, I'll put a number there as well, 5. Right, so in both of these cases, the person will now no longer act as a muwakkil. So وَإِذَا وَكَّلَ الْمُكَاتَبْ رَجُلًا. Mukatab, muwakkil is a mukatab. He no longer can make the money to pay, and he's made someone his wakil. ثُمَّ عَجَزَ, and then he's incapable. He loses his status as a wakil. Likewise, a ma'dhun lahu, a slave that has been given permission, a licensed slave, he's made someone his wakil. So hujira alayhi, and then restrictions are put onto him a week later, a month later, a year later, whenever. Right? So these two also. And number 6 is partners who separate. Right, so partners who separate also. So these are 6 scenarios where the muwakkil loses his status. أو شريكان فافترقا. Right, so these are 6 cases for the muwakkil. Death of the muwakkil, insanity, becomes apostate and leaves Dar al-Harb. Mukatab can't pay, slave who has a wakil and he loses his license. Partners who end their partnership and separate. All of these, any wakala currently taking place will become void. So he says, هذه الوجوه كلها تبطل الوكالة. All these cases will void the wakala. علم الوكيل أو لم يعلم. Whether the wakil is aware of these 6 things happening or he's unaware, as soon as this happens, the wakala ends. That's it. So it's not like the previous one where he finds out, 5 days later. No, it ends as soon as it happened, right? And if he's bought and sold anything, then that is basically for himself. Okay, now the wakil one now. So وَإِذَا مَاتَ الْوَكِيلُ. So when the wakil dies. أو جُنَّ جُنُونًا مُطْبَقًا. Or he becomes insane. بطلت وكالته. His wakala becomes batil. وَإِنْ لَحِقَ بِدَارِ الْحَرْبِ. If he was to join Dar al-Harb murtaddan as an apostate, لم يجوز له التصرف. Tasarruf will not be jaiz unless he returns back as a Muslim, like we said over there as well. Does everyone understand that? So these are three cases of the wakil. Three cases of the wakil. Now he hasn't mentioned about what if the wakil was a mukatab, or if the wakil was a slave, or if the wakil is right. That he hasn't mentioned over here, because that's not really important, right? Because those can still continue. The wakala can still continue. Right. Next, let's just do over here. So وَمَنْ وَكَّلَ آخَرْ بِشَيْءٍ. So now this is the next scenario now. So let's say, for example, this is a wakil, muwakkil, and he's told the wakil to go and go and buy a car for him. Yeah, or sell a car. Let's just say sell a car. Yeah, to go, this is, mashallah, my nice car. So the wakil has been told, go and you sell my car. Now he was told him on Monday. And what this guy has done is, before the wakil has sold the car, he has gone and sold the car himself on Wednesday. So Wednesday, the muwakkil went himself and just sold the car. So if he was appointed to sell the car and now the car has been sold, what is going to happen to that wakala? The wakala is now over. Yeah. So, I mean, we can add this to this list if you like, right? But I'm just going to put it over here. Yeah. So, وَمَنْ وَكَّلَ آخَرْ بِشَيْءٍ. Whoever makes another person his wakil for something, ثُمَّ تَصَرَّفَ, and then the muwakkil himself, he does that deal, فِيمَا وَكَّلَ بِهِ, the thing that he made the wakil a wakil in, بَطَلَتْ الْوَكَالَةُ. Wakala now becomes void. Okay, that's it. And the last masala now? The last masala is an ikhtilafi masala. Alright, so let's have a look at this masala. So he says, وَالْوَكِيلُ بِالْبَيْءِ وَالشِّرَاءِ لَا يَجُوزُ أَنْ يَعْقِدَ. So let's say, for example, this is a muwakkil. This is a wakil rather. And this is the muwakkil. Okay, so the muwakkil sends the wakil to buy something or sell something, right? So what's the wakil's done now? The wakil has family members, right? So he's got family members. For example, he's got his dad, or he's got his son, or he's got his wife, or he's got his grandchildren, etc. Yeah, all these individuals, he's not allowed to go. So if he's gone to buy something, he can't go and buy that thing from his family members, right? So the wakil is not permitted to do that buying from his. If he was told to buy, let's say, a car, right? We're talking about cars here. He was told to buy a car. He can't go and buy a car from his dad. Now the reason for that, Abu Hanifa says, is because this most likely might lead to some sort of potential cheating, right? So maybe he's told the muwakkil, I bought this really good car for, I don't know, I bought it for £10,000, but really he bought it for, let's say, £5,000. And he's made a deal with his family members, because family members, they know each other and there's a very good chance of them cheating. So, you know, he doesn't want to end up doing that. So Abu Hanifa says not allowed. Abu Yusuf and Muhammad say it's allowed so long as they bought the item for market value. So they say you can buy from anyone, even from your own family members, dad, son, wife, right? Even your own slave, right? So slave, mukatab, you're allowed to buy from anyone so long as the thing that you buy, the price fits the market value, right? It's not really any different from the market value. Does that make sense? So let's have a look at this. So he says, وَالْوَكِيلُ بِالْبَيْءِ وَالشِّرَاءِ. The wakil in buying and selling, لَا يَجُوزُ, it's not permissible, أَنْ يَعْقِدَ, to do the contract, according to Abu Hanifa, مَعَ أَبِيهِ, with his father, dad, وَجَدِّهِ, and his granddad didn't put in there, وَوَلَدِهِ, and his son, child, وَوَلَدِ وَلَدِهِ, and his grandchild, وَزَوْجَتِهِ, and his wife, وَعَبْدِهِ, وَمُكَاتَبِهِ, his slave, and his mukatab. Right, you can't do any of them because of the potential of this wakil might be, skimming money from the muwakkil. وقال Abu Yusuf or Muhammad, they say يجوز بيعه, permissible from all of them so long as it's bimithli, similar to the market value, إلا في عبده ومكاتبه, except for these two. The reason you can't do it with these two is because whatever you sell to your mukatab and slave, most likely it's going to go in your own pocket, right? So it's going to be like, you're buying something for your muwakkil, but then you end up sort of making profit yourself from that particular money and not telling your muwakkil. Right? So they say those two, bar those two, all the rest you're allowed. Khalas. Lesson is done. So now let's have a look. Let's see if you guys can understand what's happened today. So questions for you guys. Are you ready? All right, questions for you guys. Is the muwakkil allowed to do azl of his wakil, meaning to depose him? Yes, he's allowed to. Okay, when does the transactions and everything come to a stop? When the wakil finds out about this. So if he finds out Friday, it stops on Friday. What things will nullify the wakala from a muwakkil side and from the wakil side? So from the muwakkil side, 6 things. What are they? Death, insanity, apostasy, and going to Dar al-Harb. Mukatab can't pay, slave loses permission, and partners separate. The only thing with the apostate one is that if they come back as a Muslim, then it can be retrieved, the status. What about the wakil? So the wakil is if he dies insane, apostasy, goes to al-harb, and none of the others. Right. So as soon as any of these happen, straight away the wakala will become cancelled, and even if the wakil doesn't even know about it. Okay. Now, if a person, a muwakkil, makes someone his wakil to buy or sell something, and then he goes and does it himself, what happens to the wakala contract? So the wakala contract is over, right? Because he's gone and achieved the aim himself. Finally, if a muwakkil goes and sends a wakil to buy something for him or sell something, is the wakil allowed to go and buy and sell it to his family members, to his mukatab and slave? So Abu Hanifa says no, not absolutely no, because of the potential of him cheating, right? And Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, what do they say? They say it's allowed so long as they do it with the market value, except with the mukatab and slave, that they are not allowed. Khalas. Jazakumullah khair for watching these lessons, guys. I hope you guys benefited. May Allah bless all of you guys, put barakah in your time and your efforts. Share my videos, guys. I really appreciate it if you guys could just share them with others, make others benefit, inshallah. And if you guys also want to leave a comment or a like, that'd be excellent as well. Help my channel to grow. And thank you all my patrons who support my channel on a monthly basis. If any of you guys want to become patrons, like my beautiful patrons, and you want to support my channel with the sadaqah jariyah, then I would really appreciate that. Maybe you know someone out there who likes to help and support these kind of projects. It would really mean a lot to me. I really want to be able to build a channel full of free content so people can learn the Arabic language, learn the Quran, learn Hadith, inshallah. So if you're interested in that, check out the description below, or you can email me, contact me, inshallah. I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.